Today we have a very, very special guest.
I'm a grateful recovering drug and alcohol addict. I've been a lifelong addict for like 10, 15 years already.
When was it that you actually tried it for the first time? And did you try actual hard drug or did you start drinking first?
I picked it up and I licked it and I put it back. Then I guess my brother found out I had licked it. I guess there was like a stain on it. So he got really mad at me. I didn't know at the time what that was until later on when I started using it. It was crystal meth. I went from just using it during work just to get me going in the morning, start my job and stuff.
How were you viewing it? You were like, okay, I'll just use this if I want to just get on point, kind of like an energy drink. When did it transition and become a problem for you though?
They gave it to me and I was like, apparently I know how to use a gun when I'm like blacked out, so I got it and I pointed it to the side of my head and I pulled the trigger.
What was your mom's thoughts on it? Was she just like why are you doing this, or like what was it?
She was really pissed off, disappointed actually.
But was that enough at that time to make you reconsider, or
No.
at this time were you doing multiple drugs? Like what was the drug of choice that you were using daily?
Alcohol and crystal meth. Crystal meth is an upper. Alcohol is a downer, right? It's a depressant. So like you think it'll balance you out, right? It does kind of balance you out, but not really.
And I know you will see other people that use more than you who will really just be strung out, fucked up. Like was any of that like clicking with you to be like, man, this can be me, I gotta chill, or still not yet?
Still not yet. I was hanging out with random people like that live in the encampments, or just random people on the street also. Walking in the streets of LA at night, it's really dangerous, you know? You see other people who are also strung up. But if you're also high, they don't really mess with you. So you're like protected, I guess.
Not to compare it to that, but it's kind of like a zombie movie. Where
Yeah.
the zombies, you pretend to be a zombie, they won't mess with you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the regular person, you're in danger if you're just a regular person walking around
Yeah.
at nighttime. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, man.
I was out on the street, man. Sleeping on the curbs, sleeping in low cardboard boxes to stay warm. Using drugs out in the open in front of people, like I don't care what they see. There is help. Go to any inpatient or outpatient treatment program that's here in Los Angeles or wherever you live at, and just go talk to them. Go get information, like the way I did.
Life lessons made me change, but I got wiser.
What's up, y'all? We back. Dojo Sessions. Today we have a very, very special guest. It's my dog, Sergio, man. I know him through, a lot of the work we do here. He has a very powerful story, and he was one of the first people that came to mind when I thought about what I wanted to do with this show, just about overcoming trials and tribulations, dropping gems to people who need them. So I'm going to let Sergio introduce himself, man. What's up, bro?
What's up, Kai? Nice. Thank you for letting me be here, man. My
Nah,
name is
for
Sergio
sure.
Martinez. I'm a grateful recovering drug and alcohol addict. I've been a lifelong addict for like 10, 15 years already. So it's a pleasure to be here, man.
For
I
sure,
share my
man.
story a little bit.
So are you from LA?
Yeah, born and raised in South Central Los Angeles.
Okay.
Born at the infamous hospital in Compton.
What makes it infamous? I don't know too much about it.
Oh, well, apparently a long time ago, a lot of babies supposedly passed away because of negligence.
Oh, wow.
So
For real?
I kind of say like, hey, man, I survived that.
Nah, most definitely, man. So, how old are you now?
Right now, I'm 30 years old.
Okay, you're 30, man. So, I already know living in South Central, growing up in South Central, man, it's a lot. I always tell people not being from here, I feel like growing up in this city, you're kind of put in the heart of everything. A
Yeah.
lot of temptations, a lot of influence around you. How was your come up, like your early years?
I want to say my come up in South LA is probably the same usual like any other child here. You grow up around an area with like poverty around you. You have gang violence. You have little street thugs running around the street trying to start things. I witnessed like gangbanging when I was like in middle school. Like little kids that are tagging and then they all get together and then they start doing problems out on the street. And then the next thing that I got into was going to liquor stores. There's liquor stores around every corner of my house. There's about four within 2 blocks. So like you see homeless people drinking on the street. Growing up, you didn't know what that was, but like it didn't look right because you see people just on the floor, behind the building on the alleys.
So that's middle school you started seeing that?
Yeah.
Where was your mind though at the time? Were you just like, that could never be me? Or were you like curious to know like what it was they were doing?
I mean, at first I thought they were just chilling, but because growing up as a child, you don't know what that is. So I thought they were just right there chilling.
For sure. But you would see it though often.
Yeah, it wasn't until later I found out it was alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think I would ever get to that point, later in my life. Just hanging out on the street, just drinking, no having no responsibilities, trying not to do anything with your life.
You had any siblings?
Yeah, I got to.
You said two.
Yeah.
Okay. And both parents in the picture?
Yeah. Up until my 18th birthday, my dad passed away about 5 days after my 18th birthday. So,
Oh yeah, man. R.I.P. man.
yeah, thank you.
For real. So had you seen any like alcohol or drug abuse in the household, or is it something you more so discovered yourself just being out and about?
Well, that's an interesting question because I got into it in two different ways. So my own way with drugs, and then I saw it in my family. So not to get too much into it. So I guess my dad and my mom, they were what you call your regular alcoholics. I guess they worked.
Like
They're
functioning.
yeah. They work Monday to Friday, and then they'll drink like maybe a 3-pack of tall cans, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be like every other day. I want to say. But that was still like normal for me. I don't think that was like that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess functioning alcoholics. I guess that's
I mean, yeah, that's a lot of America, bro. So
yeah,
it's nothing to
yeah,
overthink about.
yeah. So I don't want to say if that's like crazy.
No, for
But
sure.
but yeah, I would see it. Every other day in the house.
Were you the youngest sibling or what?
Yeah, the youngest,
Okay,
the
so
baby.
did your older siblings, did they start getting into like drugs or alcohol like first, and you saw them start to change? Like, how did that start getting incorporated into your life?
Yeah, I saw him. Actually, there was one specific thing that happened. I don't think it really affected me like in my future drug use, but something like I want to say. So there was a time when my brother had like I was in his room, right, and I think he was like in the kitchen or something. I saw and where he keeps his wallets, he had like a little shard. I didn't know what it was, like a clear shard. So I kind of looked at it and I picked it up and I licked it and I put it back. Then I guess my brother found out I had licked it. I guess there was like a stain on it. So he got really mad at me, like really mad. But I didn't know at the time what that was until later on when I started using it. It was crystal meth.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you if that's what that was.
Yeah. So, but that was the only time I ever saw him actually with the drug. But besides that, it was mostly just functioning alcoholic.
What age was that though when you found that?
I want to say I was probably around 12 or 13.
12, 13?
Like I don't remember if I felt anything, but I did give it like a good lick.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's probably not how you use it, but
Mm-hmm. So that was like the first time you saw it.
yeah.
So just to fast forward, when was it that you actually tried it for the first time? And did you try actual hard drug or did you start drinking first?
I started drinking at 16, but it was just one time.
Oh,
I was with my homies. We went to a liquor store over in South LA where they didn't check IDs, so we just went in and bought alcohol. Got really drunk that first time. I hated it.
You hated it?
It was not cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Damn, okay.
But drug abuse, I started when I was 20. I also had a job, a nonprofit. I'm not gonna say the name of it because it's a cool place to work at.
For sure.
But I was like using, without them knowing. I was removing a gang graffiti off of Wilshire and Normandy at the Robert F. Kennedy Park. I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I was with a coworker, right? And then, I was with the community service worker. And then one of the older coworkers came in and I saw that he gave him something in a baggie. I didn't see what it was, and I was like, "What is that? I feel like it looks like cocaine." So I told him like, "What is it that he gave you?" He was like, "I can't tell you. I can't tell you what it is, So that was bugging me the entire day. So I asked him like 3 hours later, "Hey, like, what did he give you, man? I really want to know." So he was like, "All right, I'm gonna tell you, but I want you never to like smoke it or inject it." So he gave me like a little bit. It was like crystal meth and rolled up a dollar bill. So I gave it and I took a little key shot, and I got high for the first time.
Damn.
And I'm not trying to like promote it, but it gave me like a heightened sense of awareness, and like I felt really focused on my work.
No, I mean, yeah, this is your testimony, bro. It's not. I know you're not glorifying. It's just you're speaking on what happened.
Yeah.
So that was the first time.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. And this was at work.
Yeah.
Did he know? Because he had just told you not to try it, so he knew you tried it.
Yeah.
What he say? Was he mad at you or like, bro?
Nah, he
What?
wasn't mad. He was
Okay.
just like, damn, I can't believe you did it, but you know,
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know, so he was actively using. I was actively using now.
Mm-hmm.
So I started meeting people who went there to do their court service hours.
Yeah.
You know, they got arrested, you know, DUIs or any other type of petty crime. So I found out that a lot of people really slang drugs out there. And this is the Pico Union area, Koreatown, East Hollywood area.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, there's a lot of people that slang drugs, man.
No,
You'll be
no, I can
surprised.
only
Like,
imagine.
there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just like men, it's like men, women, young adults, older gentlemen.
Yeah, I know it's pretty easy to get your hands on it. Like,
Yeah.
especially out, really anywhere, but I know especially out here, bro, the shit is everywhere, man.
Yeah.
For real. So from that first time, how were you viewing it? You were like, okay, I'll just use this. Like, if I want to just get on point, kind of like an energy drink. It'll just,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So when did it transition and become a problem for you though? Like, what was the timeline of that?
So I was 20 when I started using it, and I'm 30 now. So I stopped already, I want to say about 5 months ago, right? 5 months clean.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 5 years, I was doing okay. I was still functioning, going to work, but I want to say after the third year, it started affecting me with my sleep. So I went from just using it during work just to get me, get me going in the morning, starting my job and stuff. And then it transitioned into me using it at night. And that thing that doesn't help you sleep. So if I'm using it all night and I'm not sleeping.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
my heart rate's up, my temperature's hot.
What were you doing at that time? Like you're up all night, just high. Like what were you? Were you just sitting in the room, or out and about in the street? Like what were you doing?
Both.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I functioned better when I went out. When I with my friends, just using and drinking. At least I was still functioning, going out, driving. I mean, doing some dumb things. I shouldn't be driving and tweaking out. Like this.
No, for sure.
And I shouldn't be doing that, but it's better than being at home. Because at home I was just tripping out, dude, just in my own head, going through different multiple relationships where it just affects me.
I got you.
I'm really sensitive, man. So the drugs, it really didn't help me out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it'll just elevate all your emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
Would that include like anger too, sadness, just anything that you felt?
Anger, sadness.
Mm-hmm. So at that time, when you were starting to do it more and more, like who all was in the household at that point? Like everybody still?
Yeah, my mom and my brother.
Did they know or did they not know yet that you were doing that?
They didn't know yet.
Okay,
I was able to hide it for like at least a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
At least 5 years.
Damn, 5 years and they had no idea that at all?
No.
Wow, okay. What was that turning point though that let them know?
When I was going multiple days without sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was just like sweating, like when it's like cold. Like I would just be like sweating. I'd be doing this all day. I'd be like, oh my God, dude. And you can see like the sweat just pouring down my face. So like that's an obvious. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I want to say 70 degrees outside. Like there's no point for you to be sweating like that. So
did they confront you about it, or was it your brother or your mom? Like how did it even come about to the open?
Well, I made a careless mistakes. Obviously, when you're high, you don't really think. So I would forget the dollar bill somewhere in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Or I would lose it. I'll drop a baggie.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm tripping, like looking for it. Like, damn, where is it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So my mom will find it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that wasn't too good, man.
Yeah,
for real. What was your mom's thoughts on it? Was she just like, why are you doing this, or like, what was it? Her reaction from that shit?
Pissed. She was really pissed off. Disappointed, actually.
Yeah, but was that enough at that time to make you reconsider, or you were just like too far gone at that point?
Was I too far gone? I mean, I was still working, so I still had a job. But I kept telling her that I was gonna stop,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't stop. But at that point, I still hadn't actually told myself that I have a problem. I was just like, I don't have a problem. I should just stop.
I was just about to ask you that. Like at that point, did you know you were addicted? So it was just something that you enjoyed doing. You didn't really see. Okay, no, I got you. That makes sense, man. So what was at this time? Were you doing multiple drugs? Like what was the drug of choice that you were using daily?
Alcohol and crystal meth.
Damn. So okay, yeah, I can only imagine like what type of combo that'll do to you, man.
So one that it's called what we call an upper, right? And crystal meth is an upper. Alcohol is a downer, right? It's a depressant. So like you think it'll balance you out, right? It
Mm-hmm.
does kind of balance you out, but not really.
Yeah.
It just really messes you up, and you just get stuck.
No, no, I'm already knowing, man. Were you hanging around other people at the time who were doing this with you, or were you more so just solo dolo? Or did you have like a crew of people around you
At
indulging?
at first, at my first job that I started using, I had like a little crew of guys that we were using and drinking during work. And then it went from after I got fired from that job, because I was drinking during work, I got called by my manager with my one of my
Damn,
fellow coworkers off of I forgot this one restaurant off of Wilshire.
damn, man. So he just pulled up on y'all?
Yeah, yeah. It was after we did a community event too,
Oh
like a
man,
community cleanup event.
for real.
Yeah, so I like really sucked.
Was it a on the spot firing, or was he just like, "Oh, come to my office tomorrow" type shit? Like how?
Kind of, yeah, because we were at a restaurant. So he saw us and he was like, "Hey, how you guys doing, man? Cool, cool. That was a cool event, huh?" And he walked away, and I guess he walked back and he looked at, is that beer right there?
Oh man,
Yeah, like
yeah,
idiots, we had,
like that.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, so he called two other guys, come pick up our trucks, take us back to the shop, and boom, we got fired.
Oh yeah, cause y'all were on wheels, so that's like a serious offense.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I got you. Was that a turning point for you that made you go harder, or is that when you were like, okay, I need to chill out a little bit?
I wish I could tell you that I would have chilled. No, I kept using more.
Hmm.
Even on my way to like other job interviews, I would have it and I'll use.
Hmm.
And even that's like supposed to be shocking, right? You're going
Yeah.
to a job interview, right? Meet a guy for the first time, try to get a job, and you're already high. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got the job. I was still functioning, but still, I have drugs in my system.
No, no, I
That's
feel
not
that.
what you call like normal people do,
Hmm.
right?
And then that's the thing, like you were still pulling off stuff like that. So I know you wouldn't have had a reason to be like, okay, I need to really stop this. Cause
Yeah.
you still got rehired, you were still functioning. And
Yeah.
I know that's like with a lot of people who do drugs and become addicts, it's like as long as things are still moving for you, you don't really, have that turning point until you hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So at this point you were still going hard. And what age is this when all this is like between the mid
So
20s and shit?
from that first job that I got fired, I want to say I went from like 20 to 25, 25 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got another job when I was like closer to 26. That one didn't last that long because I got hooked up by another job by a close friend of mine from the
For sure.
previous job. So I was doing the same thing but in a different area of LA, so in Echo Park. We were doing graffiti removing again.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut down a little bit when I first started that job, but it still continued,
Yeah.
because I was working in the same area where my dealers were at.
Oh, so it's too convenient.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anytime I'll do like a great job, like a great hard day's work, I would justify it by saying, "I mean, I did good job today. I removed 30 head ups on walls today. You know what? I deserve to go give me like a little 10 sack, a little 20 sack."
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I get that. You just reward yourself. I worked hard. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
partake. No, I
yeah.
got you. Where were your siblings at this time? Or did they know like how bad it was getting? Did they try to talk to you at all, or what?
A little bit, a little bit. My brother, he already knew I was using.
Mm-hmm.
I still kept trying to hide it, and I guess I kind of was able to cover up a little bit more. So,
No, I
but
got you.
the idea was there. Like they had a feeling that I was probably still using, because I was still
Mm-hmm.
drinking like almost every day.
Yeah.
Like in the house.
Mm-hmm. So, where did it get to that point where Because I heard with a lot of these situations, you have a rock bottom.
Mhm.
A rock bottom. Did you reach a rock bottom, or did you just tell yourself, I gotta stop this shit?
At that point, not yet.
Okay, so when did that come?
I came in a couple years later, when I was 28.
Yeah.
So I think I've told you before, but I'll tell you again. So there were two girls that I was dating from that time, from 26 to 28. So from 25 to 26, I was with this one girl. She was cool, really attractive woman. I was giving her rides to like her DUI program, AA meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up breaking up after an AA meeting because I was kind of high, and I got really paranoid. So I had dropped her off, and I had thought like, I think this girl's like kind of like messing with me on the side, you know. So me and my, high, I went to go drive over to where she was at. So we got like into this little altercation and whatever, blah blah blah. So she broke up with me, and I was devastated. That was my first breakup where it really affected me hard, and it was all my fault. Right, I went out of my way to go look for her, all mad.
Yeah.
And then the second time was when I was 28. I had finally hit my rock bottom for the first time when I was at work. I showed up 2 hours late, so I got fired from that job, and I was like super high. At that point, I had already had my own apartment, so I was happy. Had my own apartment. I was drinking in my house. I was using in my house, and I was dating this other woman, pretty little thing. But I didn't stop for any of those two girls. Um, After that, after I lost that job, I tried to look for work, but I couldn't. I just stayed home, just kept using. I got really depressed. I kept trying to be with her. She eventually ended up leaving me because I made a fool of myself. I went high to her job, dude. Over there by
To her
Washington.
job.
Yeah,
Oh wow, man.
Washington and Crenshaw. High and drinking.
What were you looking for when you went over there? Like you thought she was just doing something? Like,
I just want to go see her.
oh yeah,
Like,
okay, I
there's some
got you.
good days where we're together, we hang out, right? We go out to eat, drink a little bit, we're cool. Then there's the days when I'm in my house, I'm drinking, using, and I'm like, damn, I want to go see her, man.
Mm-hmm.
I call her, she won't pick up, or she'll tell me, oh, I'm busy today. I'll see you on the weekend. I'll be like, let's go. And I go, and yeah, I made a fool of myself in front of her and her mom
Oh
at her
man,
job.
I know that was bad.
Yeah,
I know that was
yeah.
bad, bro.
So I took it really bad. I ended up walking back from Washington and Crenshaw to my house on Vermont and King.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with like 2 beers in my hand. I was crying. Yeah, that was not it, man. That was not cool.
No, I can only imagine, bro. Like, even for them to see you pull up like that, and the mom.
Yeah.
Had you met the mom before at that point?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So I know she was like, "What is going on, man?"
Yeah.
No, I got you.
See me being like normal and cool to just being a different
It's like
person.
night and day, and that's the thing about drugs. Sometimes alcohol, it knocks off your social awareness, things you would never do.
Yeah.
That's why it's so dangerous, man. For real. So that was like a big moment for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Well, I'm assuming y'all broke up after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all broke up after that, and still had you had enough at that point?
Not yet, man.
Damn, okay. So you kept going.
I kept going. I kept using. Finally, I couldn't pay my rent on my apartment, so my mom and my brother, they forced me to go back to their house. So they had me like live under their house with like new rules, like don't be drinking no more. I need to get a job, and I really was trying to get a job, but after I would get like my first paycheck or a little bit of money, I would disappear. Like I would leave the house and go out to the street for a couple weeks, days to a couple weeks, just.
Where would you be though? Like on the street? Like where would just people you knew that use also, or just like where would you end up being?
Kind of, yeah. Like I would go to my dealer who sold me meth, so I would just get some from him, and then I'll just go somewhere. Like I'll go break it up, like let's say behind like an alley by trash cans. Just break it up, boom, 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 take a hit, and then I'll walk to like a liquor store, have my black bag with like 2 beers, 2 top cans, and then I'll just walk, drink.
Oh, so you just had the whole party pack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, I feel you. So at that time, because I know why you were indulging in that, I know you would see other people that use more than you who would really just be strung out, fucked up. Like, was any of that, like, clicking with you to be like, man, this can be me. I got to chill, or still not yet?
Still not yet. I was hang out with random people like that live in the encampments, or just random people on the street also.
Yeah.
That's how you kind of survive, I want to say, like at nighttime. So like walking in the streets of LA at night, it's really dangerous, You see other people who are also strung up, but if you're also high, they don't really mess with you. So you're like protected, I guess.
I
And
get that.
yeah, and you also have to walk with like a sense of like you ain't scared. Cause really, dude, I was out on the street, man, sleeping on the curb, sleeping in low cardboard boxes to stay warm, using drugs out in the open in front of people, like I don't care if they see.
Nah, for sure. Not to compare it to that, but it's kind of like a zombie movie where
Yeah.
the zombies, you pretend to be a zombie, they won't mess with you.
Oh
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
regular person, you're in danger if you're just a regular person walking around
Yeah.
at nighttime. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, man. But you still weren't like, okay, I see he's super strung out, but that can't be me. I'll never get like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of like your mindset at that time.
kind of, yeah. I mean, I did feel like that was me, because I remember when I would just be posted like on the curb or on the floor, I would have people like look at me like really look at me for like cool 5 seconds,
For real.
and I would be like, damn, why they look at me like for so long? I guess I must really look really high, but obviously I can't tell. So
Oh yeah, so when you real high on like crystal meth, like your thoughts are still there,
yeah,
but you're just high. Like so you see all this going on, you can still have your thoughts like, damn, I probably look bad, but it's
Yeah.
like, you just don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
high yeah. No, I got you, man.
and then the longer you go without showering, washing yourself, changing your clothes, man, you start staying, you start
No,
looking
most
high,
definitely.
and
you start to get that look.
yeah.
So since you were back at your mom's house, you would leave for days, weeks, you would come back. What were they saying? Were they calling you like, come home? Where are you?
Yeah.
For real?
After my phone had died, then I couldn't really.
Oh, so
Get in
it was
contact.
just- damn. Okay. So I know they were worried then for sure.
Yeah.
hmm
It-
What was that point though that you decided, enough is enough? I'm not doing this no more. Like I have a problem. Like when did you decide to change or try to change?
Try change was when I was already 29, so like last year. I want to say there was two things that happened to me. So the first one was when I had left already for a couple of days. I went to my dealer, right? He's at a mechanic shop, right? So I was kicking it with him and some of his homies from like, I think it's 18th Street.
hmm
But they're like drug users, not really with the gang. Really, they're just
They just getting high.
Yeah. So we're just kicking it right there, drinking, using, having fun, until I kind of like blacked out. And apparently at that time when I blacked out, they were passing a gun, right, a revolver. So I told them, hey, let me see it. So they gave it to me, and I was like, apparently I know how to use a gun when I'm like blacked out, so I got it. And I pointed it to the side of my head, and I pulled the trigger. And then it didn't go off, right? Like I guess it shot like I guess all the rounds weren't loaded into the gun when it popped off. Cause like I was talking to one of my homies after, and he was like, "Well, if you're a drug dealer, you're not gonna have a gun without bullets in it." He probably had like 2 bullets in it or 3, whatever. So it just didn't go off on me.
Wow.
So I got lucky, but dude, I was blacked out. I didn't know that I did that until like a couple of days later when I went back to buy more.
Oh, and they told you.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey
So
man."
you don't even remember the thought process of why you even did
Nah.
that? Wow.
I imagine it was because of my depression, because I had lost my lady, the one
So
that
you were going off pure emotion, probably.
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
did that. Wow, man.
like that. I thought that was crazy. I never thought we'd do that.
That's crazy, man. Like that's basically like playing Russian roulette. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Damn. So you came back and they told you. What was your reaction to that? Did you believe it? Like,
I started laughing. I was like, nah, for real? Like for real? I guess I did.
oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and I guess they kind of low-key didn't want to sell me no more, but
hmm
I convinced them they sold me more. I left. I was like, wow, so I can't really kick it right there no more. Because,
Yeah.
Imagine a guy shoots himself in a place where they sell drugs.
I mean, that would have made the whole spot hot, bro.
Yeah. They
real.
probably wouldn't. They probably would have gotten rid of my body somewhere.
Mhm.
There's no way they were gonna
Yeah,
call
bro,
cops or
that
911.
That could have went really south, man, for sure.
Yeah,
Had you had enough at that point though, or you kept?
I kept using a little bit less, but I was still using. And then other time that also helped me stop was there was a time last year when it was like raining really hard, like for a couple weeks straight, where I found myself asleep in one of those clothing donation bins,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
the ones that at the corner of like markets.
Yeah, like the tall ones.
Yeah, you throw your
talking
clothes in there like
Yeah.
for the donation. There was one that was busted open, so I went in there and I slept in there when it was raining.
Damn.
So I was sleeping in there, all like close to myself and stuff. And I ended up waking up real wet because I guess the water went in. So I was like, damn, I was drenched in water all the way up to my like right here.
For real?
And I had my jeans on, so everything was soaked. I could have gotten sick, man.
And that was just a situation you were just out high and you were just like, man, I gotta get some shelter.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Is this around the time where you came here, or just a little bit before, a little bit after?
The second time, the one where I was sleeping in that donation bin, I think that was after. Because actually, I think it was this year when it was raining real hard. Like in the beginning of the year.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
So with all this going on, like I remember when you I called you and your brother told me that you decided to check yourself into a facility.
Yeah.
So how soon was that after this last situation that you were like, okay, I'm gonna actually intentionally get some help? And what was that day like for you where you decided you wanted to do that?
So that time when I was in that bin, it was about a month, probably a month after, where I decided to go on my last hurrah, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So I decided to stay homeless for a little while. So I was out in Echo Park, sleeping right before Dodger Stadium. You know when you go up Vince Scully Boulevard
Probably if
off
I
of
see
Sunset.
it. Mm-hmm.
There's a little hill on the left hand side. So I was there in a sleeping bag, sleeping right there, homeless. That was the turning point. That was when I finally checked myself into rehab. So I was there for like 2 weeks, sleeping on the hill, sleeping on dirt. Luckily for me, my previous job, I was working in Echo Park, removing gang graffiti. My old boss who fired me for getting there late, for 2 hours late, he gave me a sleeping bag to help me.
How did he find you, or did you call him?
A coworker.
Oh wow.
I saw my coworker right there. So he
Wow.
took me. He told everyone at my job, my old job, and they were like, "Wow, can't believe this guy's homeless. Like really, he's living that life." So he helped me out with sleeping bag, and my other homie gave me like a little bit of cash to buy like chips and stuff. So so I got something to eat. But at that time, I was still using, but I finally decided to just stay away from my family so I could try and figure this out by myself. It took a little while because at that point I resorted to stealing alcohol, from like markets, so I could for my addiction, and then I was picking up cans, and then I was doing little menial labor at my mechanic's place, like where he slangs. So I was like working for him, like for little pocket baggies
Sure.
of drugs.
Just to get the
Yeah.
next fix for sure.
Yeah.
Damn. So, what was your process of finding that facility? Because you said it was in that time frame where you were in that sleeping bag. That's when you were like, I gotta change this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how did you find the facility that you ended up going to?
So I ended up going back to my old neighborhood right here down the street. I was by Central and 25th Street by the Superior Market right there. There's an outpatient program right there, outpatient treatment program. So I went in there asking for help, like, hey, do you guys do inpatient? Like, can you guys get me into like a facility? So they said like, nah, we only do outpatient. So I was like, all right. So I walked away, and then I guess one of the older homies right there, cool looking dude, like you could tell it was like an old school gangster, right? And I guess he got out of the gang life and he helps people. So he came out to me, gave me a phone number for like the emergency contact for like homeless treatment. Like, hey, if you're able to get to a phone, call this number and they could probably help you get into like a detox. So I ended up using for like another 5 days because my phone wasn't charged, So I had no way to charge it. So finally I went to go look for my homie at Knuckle Park, and I was able to charge my phone, and I called the number, and I was on the line for like 15 minutes. So they were able to get me an appointment for American Recovery Services in Pomona for detox.
American Recovery Services.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only problem was for me to get there from Echo Park.
Damn. Okay. How'd you get there?
So I ended up getting into contact with my brother. So I told him, like, hey, I'm gonna go to a detox, and it's been a couple weeks since they haven't even talked to me. So I guess they were really worried about me, and and he told me like, "Hey, you want just come to the house tonight, just so you can shower, get some sleep, and then, you can go tomorrow morning to detox." I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll go."
That's nice, man.
Yeah,
It's good your family was still like supportive of you.
yeah,
Like, for real.
it was a little weird. I thought they would be like really pissed off, but I guess they were like a lot more worried about me. My mom told me that
Sure.
she thought that she would never have seen me no more. She even had my brother call like the hospitals and like police stations to see if I was like anywhere. So
Damn, man. So they were really making that effort.
yeah,
So you ended up going the next day?
yeah. I had one of my close homies who doesn't use drugs to give me a ride.
Damn. So how was that checking in? Did you go in there? So you obviously you went in there sober, right? Or did you use before you went in
I
there?
used the day before,
Okay, okay.
and then I had my friend, "Hey, let's go to the liquor store so I can have one drink before I walk into detox."
No, I got you. How was that process like though? The first day pulling up, like how did that go for you?
Um, it was cool. I was looking forward to it because at least in detox, you get like a bed, you get your 3 meals per day.
That's nice.
You get some people to talk to, counselors talk to you, and then you just watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a place for you just, you know, get everything out of your system.
Nah, for sure. So you didn't mind. Did it feel like a fresh restart for you, or was it hard for you to? Because at this point, you were using pretty much every day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How was that with withdrawal, like being there? Like, was it a pretty hard one? Or was
The withdrawal, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like, it's not like I had that many like body aches. If anything, I was just really tired, and pretty much everything was just catching up on sleep.
mm-hmm.
Cause I really wasn't sleeping. I really wasn't resting. Even though I was in the sleeping bag,
Yeah,
I still had drugs in my system, alcohol in my system,
nah, for sure.
and the way I would drink all day and walk all day. So
Yeah.
I would walk from the Echo Park to South LA by where I live. So I'll go Echo Park, downtown LA, right? By the convention center, going to South LA. That's
Oh, you were moving, bro. So you were getting a
yeah,
little workout in
yeah,
while being faded.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the bottom of my feet would hurt, man.
Nah, I bet. I bet, bro.
Ah,
Damn, man. So you're at the facility. How long was it until you started feeling like a sense of normal again?
um, mentally, I want to say probably at the end of my 8 days I was there. Actually, no, I was there 10 days.
10 days.
But apparently, people still looked at me. I still didn't look normal. I still had these mannerisms, I guess, that for someone that uses.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, after the detox, I was able to go to a facility called Socorro. So I was supposed to go there, but the beds were full. So they ended up sending me to Cry Help over in North Hollywood. So I ended up going there. I had one of my homies, the same homie that took me to detox, to give me a ride over there.
That's a good friend, man.
Yeah,
Like every time you've mentioned him so far in this story, it seems like he's the one who's like been down for you.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. How long had you known him? Is this like a childhood or just somebody you met recently?
I actually I've known of him since middle school, but I've
Okay.
met him in high school.
Oh, cool,
We
man.
had this little funny story of how we met. I
Yeah.
met his sister in middle school, and we kind of like liked each other. But I guess his sister would tell him like, "Oh yeah, Sergio, blah blah blah," and he'll be like, who the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
is
yeah,
Sergio?
yeah.
Like,
One of
who's
those.
this guy?" And so we met in high school, and then he hated me.
For real.
Yeah, he hated me, but we ended up becoming like really good friends.
Nah, that's cool, man. Nah, he sounds solid. Y'all still cool, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, you said the new one you went to was called what? Cry Help.
Cry help.
Dang, is that the one that you told me about how they were doing all that? Okay, so tell us a little bit about Cry Help. Like, how was that?
So yeah, cry help, man. It's a great place to go, man. Like you want to get back like into a sense of normality in your life, but it's also got like a little problems because you're in a facility with other drug addicts. I want to say like another 100 people, and you go into like your own problem. But so when I got there, you go into intake, met two cool dudes. They gave me the run of everything. Like, hey, you're gonna be here the 30 days, 60 or 90 days. And then they took me into my bed to my floor, like a
Yeah.
fourth floor. And I was there with another dude. His name's Ever. I met that guy. That guy's crazy, man. Similar story to me.
Mm-hmm.
He will walk from like was it downtown? No, Hollywood, all the way down to Figueroa, down to like 84th and Figueroa. High as a motherfucker.
Man,
Looking for women, but he ain't
yeah,
got no cash. He ain't got nothing.
just looking for something.
Yeah.
Damn. So that's who you were bunked up.
Bunky with,
Okay.
bunked up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He kind of showed me like how the program runs there at first.
Okay.
It's kind of like a little. It's one level better than prison. I'll tell you that. So you still gotta deal with like other people's problems.
Yeah.
Other people
yeah.
have anger issues. Like this dude, he would yell in his sleep, in his
For
room,
real?
in the room. So
Oh,
I had to
man.
deal with that. I was like, oh my god.
Mhm.
But it also helped me out to realize that there's other people that have like more worse problems than you have. So like it's not like over for you, you know.
Yeah, it gave you that different perspective about it. Nah, that's cool, man. I know you were telling me like all the helpful things that were giving y'all like information. Like, how did that go? Like, what all were they helping you with?
Counseling, like working on your anger management, learning how to listen to other people talk, and then giving them feedback, positive feedback. Like don't be judgmental. Um, that's what took us to like to go get our things done, like the DMV services, dentist, medical. So they do take care of you. It's just really for you to put in the effort of putting in the work.
At that point though, were you still fiending for drugs, or were you just starting to break out of that wanting to do that?
Well, I I want to say that I wasn't really fiending for drugs anymore or alcohol, but there was a time where I almost drank in the facility.
Oh man, for real.
Yeah, that same dude that was with me, he ended up bringing in hand sanitizer. You know, the one with the alcohol inside. So he put it like in a jar with water and salt and like mixed it, and I guess that separates the alcohol from
Oh, he was
everything
a
else.
pro.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
So I almost drank it. And I was like, but then I walked downstairs, so I was cool. But he drank some.
Yeah.
Now that's a little crazy right there.
Yeah, that's wild right there, bro. I'm not
Hand
gonna lie, man.
sanitizer.
Yeah, bro, that's wild, man. I'm
Yeah.
glad you were able to not indulge. I mean, that shows you, because it probably was a time in your life where you may have drunk that shit,
Yeah.
from what I'm hearing, man. So I'm starting to see where the change started happening as well,
Yeah.
for sure. So out of all the things they were doing though at that at Cry Help, what was the thing that you know related to the most that made you stronger in your willpower to not do it?
Well, every single day we have these in-house meetings right there. So sometimes we'll have like an in-house speaker come in and tell us their story. So there were two stories that kind of like helped me like get past my addiction. One was this one dude said that he drinks until he's homeless, and I basically did that. So I was like, oh my god, at least I'm not the only one, you know. So there's people out there that also drink and use drugs to the point of no return. You know, they just out there just strung up, and I was doing the same thing. So that gave me encouragement to like stop.
Nah, I bet.
And then another one was this female that was right there. She was cool and everything, but she was also addicted to crystal meth for like 4 months. But her drugs were like alcohol and like heroin. But for those 4 months, she was doing crystal meth. And I remember she told me that, yeah, dude, I went out to homeless encampments, man. I traded ass for crystal meth, and I realized like, damn, that's crazy. That's true. Like guys, we go through messed up things in our addiction. Like we'll steal, commit crimes, robberies. Women in the addiction, they'll do that, but they'll mostly exchange sexual favors for drugs, right? If you have no money and you go somewhere to get drugs, what do you have to offer? Like maybe someone will give you drugs like the first time, right here, take it, wherever. But eventually you're doing things you never will ever do in your life.
Nah, for sure.
Like no female should ever do that.
I think that's the one you spoke to me about where you were trying to help her because you were starting to get better. You told me you met her and you were just trying to, help kind of guide her. You know, I think that's the one you told me about.
That's a separate one. This one this was someone else that I do know.
Oh, okay, okay.
The other person I was telling you about, she's a different woman.
No, for sure. But that's good though. As you were changing, you were already trying to help people though.
Yeah.
That's what stands out to me, man. Damn. Okay, so you heard both of those stories, and then you started to feel that change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the 60-day stay there or the 90-day?
It was a 60, but I ended up having to stay 72 days so they
Okay,
could like process
72.
me out.
Dang. So take me to your last day. Like, how are you feeling in there mentally? Like refreshed?
I was cool, man. I was like getting ready to leave, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting ready to leave that day, and then I called my brother. He got me the Uber back home, and I just made it home. And I felt weird. I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm out. Cry help, man. I was actually missing the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of those.
But I wanted to leave like a week and a half earlier though.
Yeah.
Just leave, and I think I told you why. I had gotten close to that one specific female right there, and two other girls had left like within the past week before she left, right? And then we get a confirmation from one of the technicians, who told us like, hey, one of the girls that left, she died. She died of an overdose. So we were all tripping. I was thinking it was the one that I met, right? Another guy who was dating a girl that was there also left. Because remember, this is a house, right?
Yeah.
Got males and females, so eventually males and females, they try and
it
talk
happens.
to each
It's
other.
gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, some people, I feel really bad for them when they get kicked out because they hooked up. You know, they're not there to hook up, but again, it happens, you know?
Yeah, it's always bound to happen regardless.
Yeah. So yeah, a specific female, she got kicked out for basically she got bullied out by another girl, and another guy, he had like little notes from her.
Yeah.
So like really stupid. So all I know is that this girl, she was 24. She got kicked out. She was gonna go to another treatment center, but she didn't. She ended up using fentanyl, and she
man.
overdosed. She died.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, rest in peace to her, man. Her name was
rest in peace, man.
name was McKaylee, 24.
Young, so young.
Yeah, really young, beautiful woman, beautiful dude. She still had her life ahead of her. So after that, we found out it wasn't the ones that we knew, but still, at that point, I almost made a big mistake. I wanted to leave, specifically because of her, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like I could have done anything, you know. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job, so I ended up staying
And this was a week before.
like a
your
week and a half
release.
before. Yeah,
Okay. So you stayed. I'm
Yeah.
glad you stayed, man, for sure. There's no telling. Like you could have went out there and just, relapsed.
yeah,
Because it sounded like it was a lot of emotion.
yeah,
Yeah, man, most definitely, man. So
Yeah.
salute to you for controlling it. So you get out, they send you the Uber home. I can only imagine how happy you probably were to see your family, right?
yeah. I was a little nervous though, but I was happy to see him.
Nah, I bet, bro. I bet, man. Like especially your mom. I know they saw a change in you too.
Yeah,
'Cause you can change. You can tell when people get off drugs, like a different glow. that
Yeah.
they have.
yeah.
Nah, for sure, man. So you get out, and then where are you at now, man? Like, how are you feeling now about life and everything?
Well, right now, I've been looking for work, man. Actually, I just applied I went to a job interview on Tuesday for a cement mason guy
Oh, cool.
in Walnut. Actually, I put you as a reference in case they were calling.
Yeah, they called, bro. I'm here, man. Cool, I got you.
Yeah.
Damn,
So
okay.
I'm looking for work, man. I finished the outpatient over there, Cry Help. So I'm just looking for work, you know. If this thing right here comes back up, you know, I'm ready. If any other job hits me up, I'm ready to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready to also help my friends. Cause I got two friends. Well, four friends, right?
Four
Two-
real ones.
Yeah, from
Okay.
Cry Help. 2 guys and 2 girls. The 2 girls, they fell, you know, they using here and there. The 2
Yeah.
dudes, one's using alcohol, right? But he's still functioning, like working. So he's okay, I guess, but not really,
Yeah.
you know.
But still still kind of walking that line.
Yeah, because I met him at Detox over there in Pomona, and he actually went in there because he drank a rubbing alcohol 3 days straight, and he went to the emergency room 3 days straight. So they
Sheesh.
had to like put the IV and pump out the blood, pump out the alcohol from the blood.
Damn, man.
So like they even told him like, "Hey man, are you trying to kill yourself?" Cause like this is crazy.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol is crazy.
So
For
he's
sure.
so he's drinking he's drinking liquor, not even beer, but he's functioning like working. I'm like, like I was gonna take him to detox actually like 2 weeks ago, but he ended up going back to work. So I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
But I'm there to help him out, to take him.
For sure. Do you still find yourself having the urges, the old urges?
Sometimes I'll say like for like a beer,
Yeah.
at least
Nothing
not
like
for
no hard drug though.
nah.
That's good, bro.
Nah, because I remember what it did to me, man. I couldn't talk to people. I'd just be by myself, tripping out. That's not fun.
No, it's not. So, from where you are right now, man, even from when I first met you, like a lot of your mannerisms, you don't have those no more, bro. You look healthy, man.
Thank you.
No, for sure, man. So, what's your advice though to someone who is battling drug addiction right now? It could be a young person or somebody older. Like, what type of things would you tell that person right now who knows that they're struggling, and doesn't know where to start?
Where to start? There's a lot of advice out there that could be given to people like that. The nurturing advice I could give you is that there is help. Go to any inpatient or outpatient treatment program that's here in Los Angeles or wherever you live at, and just go talk to them. Go get information, like the way I did. I walked into a random place, and the guy helped me like, "Hey, if you get to a phone, call this number, and you'll get into contact with homeless services, and they can help you transition into a detox or into an inpatient program. Like the help is there. All you need is basically just a phone and give them a call, and that's it.
The help is there. So, as far as resources, that was a good answer. But what about that person who is in the room trying to not use? They got it next to them. Like, what type of mental tricks would you say they can maybe try to start applying in their life to just not do it, to just get that willpower strength up?
To get that willpower, I would say go to a AA or NA meeting. Because the way to stop using drugs is to just control yourself, calm yourself down, breathe in and out. That's really what it is. Because, like, when it comes to addiction, like, the reason why we keep using drugs, like, we never calm ourselves down. We just go on our, we just go based on our, like, I'm looking for the word. We just go based, like, on instinct, right? I just want, like, a little hit. Boom. We never try and like stop and be like, okay, you know what? Do I really need this hit? Do I really need this drink?
For sure.
We never do that. We just go like, all right, you know what? I need that beer. Give it to me.
Yeah, no, straight up.
So like, you just
Impulse,
relax.
yeah,
Relax
impulse.
yourself. Yeah, on
That's the
impulse.
Mm-hmm.
So you just try and calm yourself down, breathe. Maybe leave your house for a little bit, go for like a little walk. Go out to, even better, go out to a meeting, an AA meeting or NA meeting, like and just listen to like the story of the speaker, and you're gonna listen to everyone, and all the stories are gonna be similar to yours.
For sure, man.
It's gonna be like the same thing, like, hey, I was in my house drinking, getting high, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, you know what? I did that. I'm doing that right now, and then that's like the first step.
Man, it's cool because to see where you started from, like I could almost see you becoming like an addiction counselor one day, man. Like you already, from the things you learn, it seems like you have a lot of gems to drop to somebody who's fighting it. If somebody does see this and it blows up, would there be a way for people to like contact you if they want to like get some advice? Like, would you be open for that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool, man. So we'll probably put your info on the video, or if it's any social medias you want people to follow or anything, like you can let that camera know right there.
Oh yeah, I will. I don't really have my social media like on point right now, but I could get back to y'all and give it to Kai.
Yeah, by the time it drops, we'll just put it in the description of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. But outside of that, Sergio, thank you for coming, man. Very powerful testimony.
Yeah.
I invited you on here because I saw you back when you were using, and I see you now, and it's like night and day. So for my show, I just really want to bring on people who have really overcame a lot, man, because there's so much to be, said in those stories, man. So much gems to drop and deter somebody who's battling that shit right now. So I appreciate you for coming on, man. Powerful, powerful testimony, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Happy
glad to be
for
here.
you, man, for sure. And just keep doing what you're doing, man, for real. We're here. I'm here for you, and we'll probably bring you back again, man.
Yeah,
For sure,
I'm looking
man.
forward to it, man.
Dojo Sessions, man. Shout out to Sergio for coming through today. And y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to keep going, keep bringing on these powerful stories, man. We out.